$320 million in liquidation losses. Leading tokens, ADA, MATIC, BNB, and SOL have been accused of being securities. All hell broke loose on Monday when U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, sued Binance for misusing customer funds and other 13 securities violations. And it's worsening as SEC sued Coinbase today. The lawsuit definitely hurt Binance in a big way as $700 million in withdrawals were immediately triggered. And now investors like me are facing the biggest question. Are my funds safe with Binance? Or is this a huge mistake and a clear overreach by the SEC? We're going to break it all down and give you some solid answers to these frustrating questions. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie. This is Altcoin Buzz. I always wish you luck if you choose to invest, but just remember, regardless of what I may think about the SEC or my opinions about commodities and securities, I'm not a financial or investment advisor. And so this video is neither financial nor investment advice. So for those of you that have yet to catch up on the SEC crypto crackdown saga in the United States, let me just preface today's discussion by saying this is not the first time, not even the first time in 2023, that the SEC has come down after a crypto exchange. Gary Gensler himself has gone after 4 exchanges, multiple projects, and has forced crypto offshore. Back in March of this year, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, they filed a complaint against Binance and CEO Changpeng Zhao, CZ, in a federal court in Chicago. The complaint alleges that Binance offered crypto futures and derivatives to U.S. residents without registering those offerings with the CFTC. The so-called asset shuffling controversy went something like this. Binance faced scrutiny for moving approximately $1.8 billion in assets to hedge funds between August and December 2022 without notifying customers, and thus without their consent. But despite previously telling customers that the tokens were 100% backed, the move did raise concerns about the transparency and trust of Binance. And then interestingly, after the March lawsuit by the CFTC, Binance actually saw this all coming. And now market speculation states that CZ might step down as CEO and his successor, Richard Teng, may just take over. But leadership aside, the more important question that probably most of us are thinking about is whether or not Binance will be able to recover from this lawsuit. Let's talk about the SEC versus Binance, and this is the spiciest bit of the suit here. Binance's chief compliance officer, Samuel Lim, who was also named in the CFTC suit, allegedly told a coworker, quote, "We're operating as an effing unlicensed securities exchange in the USA, bro." And this could get Binance into trouble, or perhaps Samuel, we don't know. And we're still double checking the veracity of this, but that is a quote according to reports. Let's break the lawsuit down into charges. So charge number 1, Binance and its founder, Changpeng Zhao, misused customers' funds, internally used market makers that CZ owned and controlled, and enabled manipulative trading on the Binance US platform, and also diverted user funds to a CZ-owned entity called Sigma Chain that conducted manipulative trading to inflate the volume of trading on the crypto exchange. And look, while this sounds like something like the FTX scenario, it should be noted that the lawsuit against Binance is a civil suit, not a criminal suit. So that's the big difference between Binance and FTX. So Binance could get away with the suit by simply paying a hefty fine. Charge number 2, Binance and Binance US offered unregistered securities such as the BNB token and BUSD stablecoin to the public. Charge number 3, the SEC also alleges that Binance's staking service violated securities laws. Charge number 4, Binance and Zhao claimed the company's US subsidiary was independent, but allegedly they controlled it behind the scenes. Here's another big question. Are your funds on Binance safe? Well, data from Nansen.ai shows that outflows from Binance across all protocols hit $780 million over a 24-hour period. And despite the seemingly staggering net outflow, that, by the way, shows no signs of slowing down, Nansen data also shows that Binance's stablecoin balance remains pretty healthy. The exchange's balance is currently just over $8 billion with a 7-day outflow of $519 million, which is only 6% of its holdings. In a Twitter thread, Seoul-based crypto analytics firm CryptoQuant, they pointed out that the withdrawals are actually well within historical norms. So at the moment, at least as of this recording, things seem to be under control. Things could always change in this space, but of course, if it does, we will endeavor to keep you updated. In an official response to the SEC, Binance has made this very public and has taken it to Twitter for more visibility, and they have strongly denied all of the SEC's claims, calling the lawsuit baseless, and they intend to vigorously defend themselves. I gotta say, kudos for their fortitude here. Binance argues that the SEC's actions seek to harm the industry and stifle innovation, emphasizing the need for Congress to establish a workable regulatory framework for digital assets. You can check out Binance's official response to the SEC on their blog. In this response, they say, quote, "The SEC is aiming to unilaterally define the crypto market structure. Zhao has also denied the allegations, calling the suit, quote, unjustified, and one of many of the SEC's, quote, misguided actions which target crypto." Changpeng Zhao also retweeted a post highlighting that the SEC has taken more action against long-standing crypto entities than it ever did against the now defunct centralized exchange FTX, which is a great point. And CZ also says that they're prepared to fight the SEC, quote, to the full extent of the law, and urges us to stay strong together. What do some of the other industry leaders have to say about this entire situation? Well, Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson also weighed in and tweeted about the lawsuit, probably because the lawsuit accuses ADA also to be a security. Charles stated that this is nothing but, quote, an agenda-based CBDC partnered with a handful of massive banks and end-to-end control over every aspect of your financial life. He also added that, quote, we're going to be fine. Everything's all right and the future is bright for the industry. And as you may have seen by now, Coinbase has also been sued. Just a couple of hours ago, in fact, the SEC sued Coinbase officially. Subsequently, shares of Coinbase tumbled pretty significantly on Monday, by about 10.5%, settling into the mid-$50 range. Berenberg analyst Mark Palmer wrote in a note on Monday, quote, we observed that several of the details of the lawsuit that the commission filed against Binance echo those it previously filed against crypto exchanges Bittrex and Kraken. And we believe these cases in aggregate represent a preview of the action that is likely to be filed against Coin. He also stated that at least 37% of Coinbase's net revenue could be at risk if that exchange is subject to charges from the SEC. And don't forget that Coinbase has already received a warning by the SEC in March of this year, and that was followed more recently by this lawsuit. So what should crypto investors do? Obviously, this lawsuit news has already had a significant impact on the cryptocurrency market, with Bitcoin and Binance's BNB token experiencing notable price drops, about 5.5% and 10.5% respectively. And the bearish sentiment is evident as the downward trend in BTC is strong right now. Further downside movement is possible with potential support at 26,000. And that's where we are now as I record, just below 26,000. But if Bitcoin manages to reclaim the $27,750 level, then there's a good chance of a rebound toward the next resistance, which is at 27,250. Now, the relative strength index, the RSI, and moving average convergence divergence, the MACD indicators, are currently in a bearish zone. And this indicates that the probability of a continued bearish trend does remain high today. Therefore, it's going to be important to keep a close eye on the $26,000 mark, as it's likely to act as a pretty key level for BTC. Just keep in mind that right now there are a lot of uncertainties, and the number of questions that we can ask right now is pretty much infinite. But all we can do is wait and watch and see what happens. Plus, there's no denying that a lot of accusations in the SEC charges do seem extremely concerning. Others do seem kind of frivolous, though. Looking at the total crypto market cap, the SEC's regulatory actions have caused a $50 billion loss in just about 12 hours. And investor protection efforts do come at a cost, with over $300 million liquidated in 24 hours. What exactly is the SEC trying to do? If they push all crypto players out of the US, they'll simply move offshore. So it seems like a futile long-term endeavor in my opinion, but hey, that's my point of view. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below.